What's going on, everyone? I am J.A. Dudley, and they're building a wall. They are building a wall, brick by brick. The United States is getting boxed out. I guess the rain is going to be over. I don't know how many of you have been paying attention to the world or what goes on during financial collapse, or countries that their credit rating goes down. There's this ridiculous inflation where no one can survive. Can't survive. It just doesn't work out anymore. The most recent one that I saw, where a country got blockaded and then their financial currency went to crap. That was Venezuela. That was the last one. There were so many different things going on where they got blocked out by, it may have been the United States that blocked them out, or oil companies, because I believe that Venezuela wanted to nationalize their oil production, wanted to keep everything in house and export it how they wanted to. It's like, okay, well, then the big boys had something to say, like, oh, it doesn't really work like that on a global scale. It's this fair trade agreement. You have companies come in and they export the resources, and then the people at the higher tiers, they reap the benefits. The people are left out in the cold. They get nothing. I don't know if anyone here that's watching this is a millionaire or a multi-millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire or anything like that. Used to hear different countries, like African countries, some like Western Asian countries, like after the Soviet Union fell, there were some countries that, like, the $2 trillion bill. Like, okay, well, what does $2 trillion mean in American? Like, oh, that's $1.25 with the exchange rate in the American dollar, which is based off of the petrodollar, because none of this is real. It's not gold backed anymore, the US dollar. Like, no. They got rid of that a long time ago, so they can sell you this illusion. Because if it was actually gold backed, you couldn't just print money, because you would have to extract the gold to be able to print the money. But they wanted to be able to print the money to inflate the global economy. They wanted to be able to put all this money into the military industrial complex so that we could remain on top here in the USA. How's that working now? When countries started to get out of line, there's like, oh, hey, don't you have some WMDs or something that we can go investigate? Like, no, we don't have any of that stuff. Like, why are you asking that question? I know this playbook. Like, when that playbook happens, you just know war is coming from the United States, or a proxy war. The United States will say, hey, other country that we send billions of dollars in aid and food and all this other stuff, we need y'all to go do something for us. Like, hey, can you go rattle the feathers of this country? Or send in a little team of your people to go take out this dictator. Like, oh, we don't have people that's skilled like that. No problem. Just give us about 72 hours and have some of your uniforms ready, because you're going to take the fall on this one. If you want that American dollar to keep rolling in so you can still purchase oil from our subsidiaries. It's not even separate countries like Saudi Arabia and all of these other ones. Remember when Iran got out of line? You remember when Iraq got out of line? Saddam Hussein was best buds with the United States. But hey, oh yeah, you have you don't have an elite fighting unit? No problem. Our guys will dress up like your guys, and then we'll use all of our equipment, get dropped in, and cause havoc. But you gotta say it's you, because if not, that could start something major. We don't want to start something major. We just want to shut them down for a little bit, because if more and more of these countries start to realize the power and control that the United States has over them, trying to keep the peace, keep the world peace, this world dominance of everyone moving forward, but under our thumb. Once they realize, hey, oh, we could do our own thing. It may fail, but they're still going to try it anyway. They got it all passed. It's supposed to start, what, January 1? I only know this because my wife tells me this. I stopped paying attention to the news a long time ago because it just gets frustrating. Like, why is this happening? That makes no sense. Why are people doing that? Why? I have way too many things to worry about. I have my homestead to worry about. I have my family to worry about. I have to protect and provide for them. I have my team to worry about. I have my ministry to worry about. I have my fight team to worry about. Full Metal Fight Club. Passing down the education that was passed down to me from so many others. So many rounds of experience. I have that to pass down. But it's not looking good for the United States. Last thing I heard is that for one brick, that's $55 US. We don't make a lot of stuff here in the United States anymore. Everything gets imported. And those imports are going to get mighty hefty. Better learn how to make your own stuff before you're sitting in line. Like, shoot, there are people sitting in line now that buy the exact same thing every week. And it went from like, oh, I was paying $60, $70 for this group of items. Now I'm paying close to $300 for the same sort of items. Just wait until some peanut butter and jelly and some bread costs $1,000. You ever think about that? Were any of you paying attention to what was going on in Venezuela? Like, oh, they got boxed out. Now their money means absolutely nothing. Nothing whatsoever. That's like, oh, let's set it on fire, because just keeping it in my pocket means absolutely nothing. I need 20 million Venezuelan dollars to buy a sandwich. A week ago, I needed 4 Venezuelan dollars to buy a sandwich. Now I need 20 million. I got to bring a couple of wheelbarrows of money just to get a bite to eat. Not even a full meal, just a bite. That's not going to work. There's a lot of people on my team that talk about preparing. There's so much that is needed to be done. There's going to be so many people that are ill prepared. I am not where I need or want to be with my food storage, with my water storage, with my livestock. I'm not where I want to be. I'm trying to get there. I'm putting the best foot forward. I'm putting in the effort to try and make that happen. But then, what happens when the US dollar means nothing? Where you'll have $2 billion and all it's worth is burning to heat up a fireplace for a little bit. Hey, what is that gonna do? Where's your food gonna come from? Because the trucks are gonna stop running. The fuel is gonna stop flowing. The electricity is gonna turn off. People are gonna start dying. There's not gonna be any medication for those that are unhealthy. There's not gonna be any hospitals. Do you have first aid? Do you know how to apply first aid? Like Refuge Medical, we try and get the word out, getting people prepared for all of this. Like, oh yeah, we put on a tourniquet and so we can stop the bleed. But what happens when that's all you have? You're out hunting and everything, and you get a big cut and laceration. You throw on a tourniquet, but there's no higher level of care. Then what? What do you do? Are you a quadrillionaire? Where a guy that was a doctor that now lives like 40 miles away from you, and it's only a legend that this person exists. How are you going to get there? It's no gasoline. It's 40 miles away. When's the last time you walked a mile? Remember, you got a tourniquet on, you're bleeding to death. And this person that's a myth, that's a legend, that's 40 miles away from you is a doctor, and they might be able to help. How are you going to get there? How are you going to provide security to get there? How are you going to stay hydrated? How are you going to stay mentally competent and have that desire to want to live? Like, these are questions that no one wants to answer when it's actually going on. Like, you have the opportunity now to find these things out. Find people in your area that you can make a mutual assistant group with, because when shit actually hits the fan, it's going to be way too late. Figure out what you need to do now. Brics starts in January. I don't know what else you were planning on ordering from Amazon. You ever had a $500 burger before? I'm talking about from McDonald's. Not even one of those real fancy places that puts little actual gold flakes on it. Shoot, if you could get to one of those, you better scrape those gold flakes off and try and get it appraised. Because that's about the only way that you're going to survive. So, figure it out. Make a plan. Pray about it. Seek the Father so you can have that strength that in those tough times, you'll be able to handle it. I'm doing everything that I can to prepare because I don't want my children and my wife staring me in the face looking hungry. At that moment, I have failed. I don't want to fail. I have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to get done. I'm behind the curve. I need to put more food in buckets. I need more fencing so I could have some more livestock. I need more chickens so I can have more eggs and more meat. And I need to store more rounds because things are going to get weird. Shalom.